me as an out.
Cute, sexy, and fun. You're watching CSF Nation's Own, WMK TV, Channel 90. All right. We got some to get into. We got some things we do need to get into. Actually, some very crazy stuff that we need to get into. It's been actually been a crazy week in terms of censorship and things of that nature. With the main one being obviously the Patreon. An artist on Patreon, it has gotten banned for basically got Sargoned of a COD off of Patreon for off-platform behavior. But we are going to go get right into it. Good morning, CSF Nation of Makini, your streaming illustrator. Welcome you to Makini in the Morning. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are ready for the weekend. I know I am. Speak well. Looking to it. I'm going to go ahead and play this right now just for you guys.
Today is fine day in California. Huh? True.
Yes, happy Friday, guys. The weekend is here, and yes, we have a packed weekend here on the channel with of course Peak Gaming on Peak Gaming tomorrow, and then Sunday is the 5-year anniversary of the sexiest Sunday afternoon art show on YouTube, Makini Live, and I hope you guys can all be there for the 5-year anniversary, as we're going to have a lot of fun. We have a lot of guests, and we're going to roast our first ever episode. But we do have plenty of stuff to go into, especially ones that kind of hit close home to me, and ones that are it's just getting crazy out there, man. It's getting crazy out there. Censorship is ramping up. It's like everywhere. It was never about protecting kids, guys. And just remember that. It was never about protecting children. It was about control. It was about getting personal information from the public, getting from everybody. So, and we have plenty to go over. As far as background music is concerned, we're not going to use our standard morning music. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to have our little D&B playlist going backwards. D&B kick. In the meantime, we're going to continue on the flats for Yunhwa's tactical upgrade in Nikkei. Looking good so far. You guys are freaking amazing. So hopefully you guys, and then they'll speak live cam. So hand cam will be actually drawing this as we go along. So but anyway, we got 7 people watching. More people will probably pop in. Sorry, make that 8 people watching. You guys have been amazing. If you guys can do me one favor, as always.
Hey, if you're enjoying this program, please smack that like button and make it jiggle.
And smack that subscribe button if you want to see more art content from Makini. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the show.
Later.
That like button, make it jiggle. Smack that subscribe button, make it jiggle. Hopefully the camera quality is not too bad. It is what it is, but that's not the important thing. Let's go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat, and let's go ahead and get right into the main topic for this morning. Okay, share screen, share audio. Straight up. Let's do this. I want to make sure I get back once we switch back here. And let me make sure I got no, that's not what I want. That is not what I want. There we go. All right. This right here. We're going to go into the main topic for today. First up, power. Good morning. Let's go ahead and bring up the music already. Keep it low. Power. Good morning. Penny. Good morning. Yes. Yep. I heard this from Smash and Hypnotic. And yeah. This is definitely right in my wheelhouse. This is definitely right in my wheelhouse. Yeah. She got Sargon of Akkad. So, Neo J, good morning to you. You saying like we don't know it's from day one. I know. We didn't know it's from day one. I know. Okay, let's go into this. No video. We'll get into V's video later. But what I want to go into is we're just going to go straight from her post. This is Corey, K-O-H-A-R-I. This was the artist in question who was banned off of Patreon. And we're going to read her full thread down below. So let's go and get right into it. Go ahead and share that. Go ahead and share that with the audience as I get just continue to okay. And my keyboard's not working. What's going on? I got 2 keyboards I got to work on. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right. So this is from Corey's page on Patreon. My Patreon page, well, basically Patreon. So basically what happened was my Patreon page was removed without prior notification. I've lost access to the accounts along with years of work, my supporters, and my main source of income, including all funds. Yes, so essentially, she got banned off of Patreon with no notification whatsoever. And it was presumed over violating community guidelines, which she didn't actually violate. Now, let me make a disclaimer. Let me make a full disclaimer here. Yes, I support many artists on Patreon. I have been doing it for years. I have supported many artists on Patreon. I have been doing it for years, and I still do it now. And I've thought about it. I've actually have thought about wanting to open up a Patreon at some point. But it seems it might not be the case. It seems it may not be the actual case with this. With that, it's always kind of something that's looming in the back of my mind whenever we get into this, whenever this topic of Patreon's been brought up, because it's not the first time, and sadly, it will not be the last time that it will sadly not be the last time. And to have this happen right off camp, have this happen without any notification, and basically getting platformed. And what it is that she got banned for off-platform behavior, which that is a major issue. It is a major issue because, for off-platform behavior, and yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It really does not make any sense. So let's continue the thread. For context, I had previously been warned on their website via email that my account was in violation of community guidelines back in November 2023. My page clearly has stated that all characters depicted in my artworks are, during that time, are consenting adults. During that time, my Patreon hadn't been taken down, and I was given the chance to remove the violating post before I was able to continue posting as well. There's a reason why people... It does sound incredibly big. There's a reason... there's a reason why you see a lot of artists, especially on their Twitter, saying all characters are depicted as 18 plus. And I've never had that issue. Okay, I will admit I've never had that issue because it's clear that all the characters that I draw are over 18, are depicted as over 18. Even characters that are aged up, which I know that's a gray area for some. Characters that are aged up are also depicted as over 18. In fact, I would argue that most of the girls that I draw are basically in their early to mid-20s. And from last time I checked, yeah, that's not minor coded. That's not that's not any of that kind of shit, man. That's still it doesn't violate community guidelines. If it's clear definition that the characters you're drawing are over 18. It's just the art style. We've seen this before. I've seen this time and time again. Sorry. One little rant here. I was advised that their guidelines apply equally to off-platform activities, and this is where the problem we have. Tilting the posts as they do not allow explicit mentions of school. As long as I change the title of the post, then I wouldn't have to remove them. And this one right here, thank you for getting back to me. The issue is titling the post as we do not allow explicit mentions of school. If you change the titles, you do not have to remove the post. That is a very common thing, and that's something a lot of people have noticed lately, is that when it comes to, and it's not just with art, it's just with the content in general, you cannot mention like high school. You can't mention high school. You can't mention high school. You can't mention a lot of those related terms in kind of your content as well, because we kind of saw that with Steam years ago, banning stuff like that, just like stuff depicted, basically stuff that's depicted in a high school setting is pretty much in danger of getting removed, basically. It's almost like violating community guidelines, and it's like, it's I don't know. But let's continue. I was also given a list of pics of artworks that I need to... Okay, so this is where the problem lies. This is where the problem lies now. So this is where the off-platform behavior gets into. I was given a list of Pixiv artworks. Pixiv is not a part of Patreon. Pixiv is a different site, many of which were not safe for work and did not have not safe for work variations. They even included safe for work pieces that I had drawn before I started my Patreon. So if you're going around policing artwork that you've done before you started Patreon, artwork that somebody has done before they started Patreon, even when it comes to actual safe for work content, that's a problem. Rules and guidelines or not, that's a problem. You don't. This is very reminiscent of what happened to Carl Benjamin Sargon of Akkad a while back, a couple years back, when his Patreon got removed for off-platform behavior. I'm sorry, you don't. I'm sorry. That's. I'm sorry. It's not your. You know what people do on what people post, especially with the artwork that people post on like Pixiv and other sites, is not Patreon's concern. And that's what it is. It's like Patreon's just what, tracking behaviors now? Is that what it is now? So we have to be on eggshells. So it determines that now, you know, people have to be on eggshells now when it comes to that people have to be on eggshells now when it comes to content that they post on other sites. Is that what we're leading into? Because that's what it seems to be the case. What we're all leading into at this point, and I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. No, it's what it is, Sean. Is that their art? It's their art style. What it comes down to is their art style. And I'm going to show a safe piece on their channel, on their page. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, it's for this. It's their artwork is, let's just say their art style can be mistaken for, you know, their characters can be mistaken for under 18 because of how cute their art style is. Their art's fantastic, by the way. That's what she's being deemed for. That's what they're being deemed for, you know? And just because of art like this, like being told that you have to get rid of your that you have to being told that you have to get rid of your I was given a list of pics of artworks that I need to remove, many of which were not safe for work and actually were safe for work. They even included pieces that I had drawn before I started my Patreon. Since then, I have made sure to pay close attention to the tilting and themes of my posts to not violate guidelines further. Yeah, it looks like a minor to them. Yeah, exactly. The post cited my recent violation, including characters I haven't been drawing before my violation from 2023, in the exact same style proportions Patreon seems to not have any issues with back then, as I worked with their trust and safety team to make sure that all violating posts have been removed. As a flat-chested adult woman, just remember that, as a flat-chested adult woman, it is extremely discouraging to see the way adult characters with similar petite characteristics are being treated. You know what? I'm sorry. That is a Don DeMarco right there. That is a Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
That's a Don DeMarco. Okay. As a flat-chested adult woman myself, it is extremely discouraging to see the way adult characters are adult characters with similar petite characteristics being treated. Yes, flat-chested adult women exist. Small women exist. Short women exist. They actually exist. I don't know how many times we have to keep saying it, but they exist. Like you want to stuff that you want to try and label as like minor code. I'm like, you do realize there's women actually. There are women out there who actually have those similar proportions, right? Those similar characteristics. And people have been saying that for years.
Find 400 still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day.
Saying it till this day. All right? People have been saying it till this day. Oh my god. It's not going to hurt you. It's not. It's like the whole thing with collective stuff. Like these images are not going to hurt you. Okay? Like Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's never about the children, man. Let's see if we go more blood. Oh my god. Anyway. Yeah, and then we get to the last part of the post. If you like to support me, since I've opened a Pixar fan box, I'm waiting for approval of my subscribe star page where I'll be reposting my old content alongside new message board content. This is crazy. This is insanity. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't know. No. Elizabeth, they know that. They know that, Elizabeth. They know that. This is on purpose. Except this is deliberate. I get where you're coming from, but no, they know. They know, and this is all deliberate. Just remember that, Elizabeth. This is all deliberate. Okay, they know well aware that this does not fall into their community, that this does not violate their community guidelines. They know they know darn well that this does not violate her artwork does not violate their community guidelines. They know that. They just want to find a reason to get rid of her. And it seems that and it's always been a thing when it comes to targeting Asian artists too. And it seems to target me Japanese artists. Yeah, it's been a common thing. And that was a common thing. There was an old story back. I remember Neon bringing this up back in the day. There was an old story where someone Patreon requested an artist's Google Drive of their past work so that it doesn't violate their community guidelines. And it's like trying to police off-platform behavior is no. That's an absolute no. And I think they dropped their Patreon because of that. They left Patreon because of that. Because I'm like, if Patreon's going around asking you for your Google Drive just so that they can determine if your off-platform work doesn't violate the community guidelines, I'm like, get the hell out of here. So let's go ahead and move on. We're going to move on to a second perspective. This is going to be from V, of course, Lack of Entertainment. I will put a link to V's video in the description. So go ahead and check them out. Mhm. Mhm. It's the low hanging fruit. It is the poontang. You know, like what we saw with the collective shout and not safe for word titles. Um, all of that. That's the low hanging fruit. You know, that is the way to get their foot in the door. That's the way that um it's the way that they get their foot in the door and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a low hanging fruit. It's the easiest target because nobody will defend it. Little do they know that there are people who are actually, but little do people know this is where it starts. You know, this is where the whole thing starts. It is where the whole thing starts. Just remember that. Oh wait. Oh, with videos, me. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Out of Patreon saying that it's a website where you pay people to exist. A lot of left-wing social justice activists would get their fundings directly from Patreon. If memory serves, Brianna Wu made like $16,000 a month or something like that, right? And so right-wingers wanting to compete, well, like, okay, well, we got to get funding as well. And so a lot of political commentary channels also started Patreons. Mr. Medicare eventually cocked as well, and he said that he's going to start debanking because up until that point he had a very strong stance against what he called grifting. But you know, like if everyone does it, like you can't be the retard that does it, right? Like if everyone around you, literally every single other person on the planet does it, it's like, okay, maybe your principles have to be reviewed. I don't make fun of that because I have a Patreon as well, okay? But here's the interesting part. In the beginning, Patreon was considered like a utility, was considered like the postal service, if you will, right? Like the postal service doesn't open people's emails, doesn't do any checking, like it just provides a service. It takes the money from one person and hands it to another. That's it. Well, all of that changes when Patreon comes out and looks at Lauren Southern and says that, no, like what she did is wrong. Because if I remember, like she tried to stop a refugee boat. And she says that's manifest observable behavior. Like they even created this word. And because like she went in real life and she did something that's bad, they are going to shut down her Patreon account. Now, again, from my understanding, like it wasn't illegal, like she wasn't arrested or convicted or anything like that. It's just like Patreon decided that they don't like the optics of it and they don't want to be associated with that. It's important to mention that at the time, people didn't even think like that. It's like blaming the gas station for giving gas to the bank robber. It's like the gas station has no fault. Like the gas station is serving everyone. They don't make political judgments. They don't care, right? Like if you go there and you want to buy gas, they will give you gas. And so that's how people used to think back then. But Patreon is coming out and saying, no, like the gas station, if they're giving gas to someone that does manifest observable behavior, they're in the wrong. They're in the cahoots. So people begrudgingly accepted that. Wasn't that much complaint. And then for a couple of years, nothing happened. until one day Sargon of Akkad gets banned. Now, at the time, Sargon of Akkad was a massive person in the political commentary sphere, simply because there weren't that many political commentators that were independent at the time, right? So, like, he was genuinely one of the largest. And when he got banned, it upset a lot of people because he didn't do any manifest observable behavior. In fact, the video that got him in trouble, which was a shitpost, wasn't even posted on Patreon. And he came up and he said, well, hold on a little bit, right? Like, you're policing me for offside behavior. Like, I've never broken any of your TOS. I've never done anything to deserve this. And many people agreed with him. So many that other content creators were upset because they lost a lot of money. Like, many people flat out shut it down their Patreon account. And someone who would donate to Sargon and would also donate to iDubbbz, well, now iDubbbz would notice that his money is going down due to Sargon of Akkad saying the N-word. Okay, so that happened. A lot of people migrated to other platforms. A lot of people went to Subscribestar. And what people don't know is that there was another event that happened right after the Sargon one. Many people didn't really care because it was about porn, right? Like, if it's if you basically want to push a legislation that's insanely unpopular, you start with pornography and you get your foot in the door. No one is going to defend porn, right? It's a low-hanging fruit, and then you can barge right in after you place your foot in the door. And so many artists that were drawing niche fetishes, right? Like, we're not talking about only fangirls. We're not talking about real people. We're simply talking about, like, a person that has a crayon and likes to doodle, right? Like, drawings on a fucking piece of paper. And they were into niche stuff. Like, for example, hypnosis. Like, you have a succubus that hypnotizes someone, and all of a sudden that person is willing to do whatever the evil succubus likes. Or, you know, stuff that has to do with my stepmom, my stepbro, like shit like that. Okay, just trivial petty shit.
Yeah, by the way,
but there were like people that had an entire business.
I know that's like an art trend, and I know that's like a trend, especially with non-safe for work artists. Hypnosis is strictly, any depiction of hypnosis is strictly banned on like sites like Patreon and stuff like that. So, yeah.
This set on Patreon by drawing, like artists, right? That they were making a significant amount. And so all of a sudden Patreon says, yeah, you're not going to draw that anymore. And this baffles people. It's like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, that wasn't what we agreed on. Like, when I signed on the website 3 years ago, I thought that I can actually run a business. If I knew that you're going to say this, I would have never started to begin with. And they're like, no, we don't care. Right? Like, if you draw hypnosis, if you draw any of these stuffs that we don't like, you're going to get banned. But more than that, they would even say that even if you draw it off-site, like even if you draw it and you post it on your Discord, even if you draw it and you show it to your mother, if we know, we are going to ban you.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so there were many popular artists that actually had a Patreon liaison attached to them in order to make sure that they only draw what's acceptable. This actually ruined a lot of the creativity on the internet in many fandoms. Like, again, this is a niche topic. A lot of you probably don't know. But the reason it literally happened is because Patreon basically created a standard on what is and isn't allowed to draw. And so you now have like the same way like YouTube thumbnails, you know, where you have like the soy face and the text next to it. It's kind of like standardized because that's what works. Many artists started creating their art based to Patreon standards. And you have like all of this slop that's uniform to the point where when the AI comes out and people actually ask the AI to draw whatever they want, the AI becomes insanely popular and the artists start to grumble because like people were genuinely like making the art that they wanted and Patreon wasn't allowing. And so like this destabilized the market somewhat. But the whole idea, the whole principle is that Patreon now was in charge of many fandoms, of many communities. Like they get to decide what is and isn't allowed on the community. And many artists comply, right?
Yep.
Until recently. Now what happens recently is that a lot of artists that were complying with all of the requests got banned anyway.
Yep.
And they got banned without any And they got banned without any warning. They got banned without any notice. Obviously, they're devastated. A lot of the issue that has happened here is that many independent game developers, such as myself, when we want to start an indie project, like when we want to create something new that doesn't exist on the market, we want to hire an artist. Like we want to hire someone that's talented. And like Patreon would let us know. It's like, okay, this guy is really talented. This guy could do some work. But now, like, again, it's making it difficult not just to find various fandoms with art that you like, but it's going to be even more difficult to find indie games. Because, like, again, if you're an indie game developer, you can't recruit anyone if you don't know how good they are, or if they're popular or not, right? Because, like, myself, like, I would like to hire a popular artist to also promote my game.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, like, this decision is going to favor the AAA industry. It's going to favor the established brands, which are already suffering because they can't sell their product. It's going to favor the AI industry, which, you know, doesn't like artists competing with it. Or if they do, they want to just take their work in order to train the models. And so it's actually a big thing, right? It's a really big thing because most people, again, don't care about it because it's niche fandoms. But the reason it's happening is because of Visa and MasterCard. Right? Like,
yeah,
the whole thing is Visa and MasterCard now purging the internet of stuff that they don't like. And as we saw, it happened to Steam, it happened to itch.io. There is like this huge push of corporatizing the internet, like sanitizing the internet, if you will.
Yeah,
and a lot of individual people that are either small businesses or medium-sized businesses are suffering. And the only people profiting are the big businesses. Like, for instance, here you have an artist, and he's basically saying that back in the day, you know, he used to draw stuff. And Patreon told him, it's like, okay, you're not allowed to draw this type of character because the breasts are too small. And even though you claim that the character is of age, the character looks underage to us. It looks like 16. So please stop drawing that. And the artist complied, right? And recently, they claimed that they found like some art from back in the day, you know, before the warning, like from years ago. And it's like, yes, this art is associated with you. You have zero tolerance policy back. And many such cases, right? And people are pointing out, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, there's already this scandal going around, you know, and as you can see, who's partnering with them, right? And this is why people are saying, okay, so like these changes, like who do they actually favor? Right? Like, who benefits from these changes? Because you're not sanitizing the internet.
No, you're not.
No, what they're doing is it benefits the corporations. It benefits the ones training AI. There's less competition for them. Like, a lot of the pushback against AI is not on the market, as in, you know, like there's a lot more people preferring to buy from artists than they prefer to buy from AI. No. The pushback against AI is basically people supporting the artist and saying, if you use AI, we're not talking with you. Like, if you make a video game with AI, we're not buying your video game. If you're posting AI on your Discord, you're done. We're not associating with you. If you even share, talk, or discuss about AI, like, we're not friends anymore, right? There is that mentality in a lot of fandoms. And it's, like, affecting businesses that are trying to promote their AI. Like, companies are kind of about using AI simply because they know the mindset. And by punishing the artists, but by cracking down on the artists that are being supported, and again, like, a lot of people have, you know, various degrees of affection towards the artists that exist in their community and created a server where a lot of them can hang around. They don't like seeing that artist having his bread taken away from them because, like, some machine is pumping up slop. I'm not trying to say if they're right or not. I'm just explaining what's happening. Like, this is literally going on in various communities, right? And so by attacking the artists directly, they're helping Google, they're helping ChatGPT, they're helping all of these companies that are making AI in order to stop having all of this boycott and all of this backlash against them. It also normalizes the concept that, you know, the credit card companies and the payment processors can decide at any moment which person gets to be banned and which person gets to exist, right? So that they can.
And that is a frightening future to be in. It really is. You know, having the payment processors, stuff like determine, you know, what gets allowed, what's not allowed, who's not allowed, and who isn't. Yeah, that is frightening. Honestly, it is frightening because, you know, everybody now has to be on eggshells. Everybody now has to look over their shoulder and shit like that. And that's not how, you know, and it's trying to regulate the internet. It is trying to regulate the internet. And ultimately, that's not what, you know, people are not going to live like that. I don't think most people are going to be willing to live like that, you know. And I know it kind of goes back to the whole, you know, would you trade in freedom for, like, those who trade in freedom for safety and security deserve neither, and such like that. That kind of that old quote. But even then, it's just like, yeah, I don't think everybody's going to comply with that kind of living in, basically kind of living in fear, though. I think that's what it kind of comes down to, because it feels like people are going to be living in fear moving forward, shit like that, and just like having Visa and MasterCard just have this kind of control, and yet they won't say anything about the scandals that are going on with Roblox and shit like that. And it's like, you never cared for children in the first place. You never did. Anyway, sorry.
Literally step into the free market and make decisions. So as you can see, like this one, that's fine, right? This one, absolutely not. And what I think is going to happen, I think it's going to become worse, right?
Oh yeah,
I think that Patreon may actually be a company that in the beginning wanted to have a say in what happens in the market. But once it did have a say, like it opened the door. And then you had pressures with Patreon to enforce MasterCard policies.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I saying this? Because the hypno shit. Like the hypno shit, there's no way that Patreon came up with it. I don't think so. Like it's so random and it's so out there that only MasterCard and someone there came up with the idea, yes, like hypno is bad. Like again, it's one of those fetishes that just doesn't exist in real life. It's not something you can't do it in real life, right? Like a snake hypnotizing someone, a lamia or a succubus just like going spirally eyes.
Yeah,
like that just doesn't happen, right? It's so niche.
People will use the Pokemon. People will use Pokemon. What was it? We'll use Abra. We'll use Abra and not Abra. What's Abra's evolution? They will use that for not safe for work. It's like hypnosis. It's like that. I'm not joking. And it's like, it's not like a real world fetish. Honestly, that's something that cannot happen in real life. So I don't understand how. It's like, maybe because it's consent. Does artwork have agency now? Does artwork have consent now? Like, are you serious? It's weird. It really is weird.
And the only ones that freak out about it are the credit cards. And so when I see a payment processor freaking out about that, I'm pretty sure it's because of Visa and MasterCard's TOS. It's a really good benchmark when you think about it, right? And so, yeah, like the idea of debanking gets to be normalized. And more importantly, I do think they're going to come after Subscribe Start next. Because it's happening systematically. Like in 2025, the whole concept is normalized now, right? Like credit cards are going after Japanese companies. They're going after big industries. They're going after fandoms that are producing hundreds of millions of dollars. And so it's not just something niche anymore. It's not like them testing the waters. Like they already tested the water. They're all in. Like they know it's working. They know it's effective. They know they can get away with it. And so I do believe that they even have like government support on their hand. They have like NGOs and other people backing them. And there's like interest in order to push all of the censorship for the internet and the abolition of privacy. And so it's in their interest to attach artistic talent like drawings with real crimes, because oftentimes they can also ignore the real crimes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they can still say, well, we're working hard. Like, look how many criminals we debanked. And they're debanking like the drawings while the real shit keeps happening. But that's neither here nor there. It's the whole concept of abolishing privacy on the internet. It's the whole concept about censoring the internet and allowing private entities to decide what can happen and what can't. And so, yeah, I do think that they're going to go after Subscribe Start next.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the good news is I don't only have just bad news. I also have good news. one of the industries, like there's two things that push mankind to better heights, if you will, right? Like this is a historical thing. There are just two things that since Greek theater have managed to push humanity towards new innovations. And those two things are always tits and violence. Okay? Like if you think about it historically, war is the time in which humans innovate the most. Like that is the time when you have new inventions. That is the time when you have an explosion in technology. Like for instance, we discovered fertilizer during World War I through mustard gas. We discovered nuclear energy in World War II, right, through the atomic era. Like all of these things happen in warfare. And the other stuff that happens is pornography, right? Like the demand for porn is overwhelming compared to the number of people complaining about it. And if you look at the internet, stuff like payment processors, stuff like live streaming, all of these things exist because people wanted to hear the synchronicity in sound from the hand smacking that ass chick, going from the visual to their ear and to be in sync, right? Because before it would lag. And so a lot of people invested money in order for the technology to exist, to live stream, to have these payment processors and all of that. And so if you fuck with them, you're not fucking like with a couple of artists. You're fucking with millions of people and hundreds of millions of dollars.
You heard it from V. You heard it from V, yo. Tits and violence inspire innovation. That needs to be on a shirt. That needs to be quoted for all time. It's a good point. Tits and violence inspire innovation. That's how humanity moves forward. You know what? You're not wrong. But that's funny. I'm sorry. That's funny.
The demand is still there. And so you're going to have these people like finding ways, alternatives, I don't know, using the darknet, creating alternative banking systems, supporting banking systems that already exist, like for instance, PIX and many of the other stuff that's coming from Brazil, that normally may not even get that much support, but will receive overwhelming support because they have made it taboo. They have made it edgy. You know, now it's edgy to talk about all of these artists that are doing shit, something that before would have been considered cringe. And I do believe that in 5 years from now and 6 years from now, you're going to see like an alternative underground industry that deals probably with drugs, probably with weapons, and also anime drawings. It is what it is. But like, what can you do, right? Still, I do think that the future of all of this shit is unfortunately going to be AI. Because AI can be run locally, it can be run privately, and you know, if it's private, you have power because other people can't complain about it. If they don't know, they can't complain, right? So that's pretty much what a lot of people are getting their morality now from real life experience. Like it's moral to be private. The unfortunate thing though is that it actually does hurt the industry, right? Like if you want independent game developers, if you want creativity, if you want memes, if you want like anything edgy or funny, you're not going to get it. You're going to get cable. That's what the internet is going to become. It's going to become a new version of cable. Again, this is something for our grandchildren to unfuck. Unfortunately, we already had our fun time when we grew up, right? Like we already had our fun internet growing up. Now we're into the era of the sad internet. And I do think like this one is going to last just as much as the fun internet lasted.
Yes.
Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in my next.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. I'm just saying. It inspires innovation, y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. It inspires innovation. Oh my god. That's crazy though. It is crazy. He's talking about his body, his choice. I give a boy prosthetic. Like that's not essential. He go to the hospital and file a lawsuit. I don't see a thing because it's a little arm plug told me no. The audacity. Oh, that's great. That's funny. but it goes back to that old what was that old quote from Rev that you know, they treat fictional characters as real people and real people as fiction. They treat fictional characters as real people more than actual real people, more than actual human beings. They treat fictional characters as human beings more than actual, you know, human beings, and it's like really ridiculous. It's like completely ridiculous with that though. It's just I find it hilarious. I find it just absolutely hilarious where we're in right now, and I do think that this is going to, you know, this is going to ramp up. This is going to ramp up. It's going to make its way into, you know, it's going to surface. It's going to continue. A lot of this is going to continue to surface up, and especially as people are, you know, especially as more and more people are talking about the blatant censorship, the blatant wanting to regulate the internet, wanting to regulate the internet and shit like that. And it's like, you know, people have been saying it for a long time. People have been saying it for years. People definitely been saying it for years. And it's something now that, you know, it's getting more people. More people are getting, now more people are starting to take notice. Yeah, I think the stronger the pushback is going to be. But that's not it though. I mean, it's going to continue to get worse and worse. I mean, I think it will continue to get worse before it gets better. And you know, that is even if it gets better, because, you know, when's the last time you've seen, you know, a company or a government overturn a controversial ruling, a controversial policy? When's the last time you've actually seen a policy get overturned, especially when the government is involved? It's a very rare occasion. Usually once it gets passed, once a bill gets passed, it's set there for life. But all this is like, it's like a new prohibition, basically, just going to push more and more people underground, and it's like that, if you know what I mean. It's a global entity, yeah. It's a dream, y'all. But the thing is that it's almost too late to the point where people don't get involved with stuff like this unless it affects them. Exactly. That's what we were saying with the whole collective shout thing at the start. People don't get involved unless it affects them. Unless it affects them, people don't get involved, man. It's like, it is what it is now. It is what it is now, but it's gotten to the point where now cartoons ruin lives. Cartoons ruin lives. You can actually get arrested for anime images in Dublin. Don't believe me? Check this out from Chibi Reviews. I'll put a link to Chibi Reviews in the chat. You want to check it out. But yeah, now you can get arrested for it. Very interesting.
For anime images on your phone. And I really wish I did not have to say those words. I really wish I was joking and I was just making a very elaborate shit post. But no, I am not. This is real. This is actually happening. This is an article that literally came out today. You can literally see the date. This man here was stopped at a terminal in the Dublin airport of Ireland. And what's crazy, he was stopped by Homeland Security. Yes, that Homeland Security, the United States federal agency. They stopped him at the Dublin airport, and then he was promptly turned over to the authorities of Ireland and UK, and he has been thrown into the jail cell. Now, you're probably wondering, what anime images did he technically have? Did he have, like, AI art or something like that? What did he have? Like, what did he really have that caused him to actually get arrested and labeled with crimes like this? It was because of Brown Dust 2. He was arrested for Brown Dust 2 on his phone, and images of Brown Dust 2 on his phone. And to complicate, or to kind of make this more complex, this whole thing, apparently the man that got arrested he was going to the New York Anime Convention for Brown Dust 2. Apparently, that was actually this month in August. It was happening.
For Brown Dust 2. Real. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know, you triggered it. You triggered it. That's it. That's it. You can't make this up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Guess what? I use Brown Dust 2 on my stuff. So does that mean I'm gonna get arrested if I fly international? Speaking of which, anybody from the Homeland Security, how about this?
Hey, if you're enjoying this program, please smack that like button and make a jiggle.
And smack that subscribe button if you want to see more art content from Makini. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the show.
Later.
By the way, that was from Brown Dust 2. So I'll probably be arrested as well, I guess. Just saying. That's from Brown Dust 2.
It was announced a while back, and he was traveling, from the Dublin airport, and he was going to make his way to the New York City Anime Convention. Obviously, from the way these articles are worded, he never even got to make it to U.S. soil. He never got to go to America or New York to go to the anime convention. He was promptly stopped. And most likely he was tipped off to be stopped at, the terminal by probably, Ireland or UK or whatever. And then they had, maybe Homeland Security stop the man before he got on the plane or something. And then, once again, he was turned over. I don't know necessarily how the process happened, but whatever the case may be, he was stopped by the Department of Homeland Security for the United States. And then the authorities took him, and they're the ones charging him. It's not America charging him or anything, but it's obviously, UK, Ireland and stuff. Now, I do want to clarify, within the 2 articles that are out right now that I could find about the situation, Brown Dust 2 is never mentioned. However, it is mentioned in both articles that the individual was trying to go to New York City for an anime convention, and it does line up with Brown Dust 2. So the information from Pirate Nation, it might not be incorrect. However, even if it is incorrect, the fact of the matter is both articles do straight up outline that it was anime images that caused the man to get arrested. So even then, the point still stands that a man got arrested for fictional content, and that is honestly unacceptable. But I'm getting a little bit off topic. The point of the matter is that this man was arrested for anime images. And what this technically does is now the box, Pandora's box, has been opened. It is officially open now. There is no going back. What this Pandora's box is now doing is that this brings into question.
You know what? They wouldn't arrest him, but I want to know if they would arrest a black man for having Brown Dust 2 images on his phone. I'm just curious. I am wondering if Homeland Security would arrest a black man with Brown Dust 2 images, or even Nikkei. Images on phone. I'm very curious about that. It's just something to think about, because I feel like we can play the Okuyasu card. We can play the reverse Uno card on him. I'm just saying. I'm just wondering if it was. I know. I'm turned into a racial issue. I'm just saying. I wondered if they would do the same if it was a black man doing that. I'm just wondering.
Crunchyroll. This brings into question Sony. This brings into question all gacha games, gaming. It brings into question just manga, fictional content in general now is now under the eye of scrutiny, to where you can be arrested in UK, Ireland, and EU if you have anime content on your phone. And because, from what we can find out, it is because of Brown Dust why he was arrested. This showcases that the vagueness of this is so damaging.
I love the tie headline. Man stopped at Dublin Airport with anime child SA images. This is child SA images. Okay.
Where is the line? Because you have kids, most of the cast of Naruto is kids. Most anime, actually. And it's just, oh oh my goodness, like this is going to affect gaming. Like it will 100% affect gaming as well. It's going to affect live action movies or regular movies, like animated movies, not anime, but like Disney movies and stuff. It can affect that. This is crazy. Like this is actually crazy that this has happened. Pandora's box is officially open, and I don't think it's going to close now. And you know what really pisses me off about this whole situation right now? It's the fact that they had the audacity to do this.
Really?
Read that final 2 words of what I highlighted there.
Images of child SA and having 3 CP images.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Really? Really? You would have labeled as CP? Oh my god. Yes. Love it. I love every time. Every single time, guys. Every single time. It happens every time. It happens every time. God, these words have lost all meaning. Oh my goodness. I know I am cooked. You every time, y'all. Every freaking time, man. Jesus Christ. Listen to you.
Anime images.
Really?
Anime images. They are straight up. They are straight up saying that anime images is the same as a living, breathing person. That's what they're saying.
They treat fictional characters as real people. They treat fictional characters as real people more than actual real people. They treat fictional characters as real human beings more than actual real human beings. Just remember that. Just fucking remember that. Sorry.
But even if we disregard this point
Sorry for cursing.
and don't even talk about that,
Thanks, you're right, Loki.
what makes me so infuriated about this is that it's very clear that this government does not give a absolute fuck about kids and people. They don't.
No, they
don't care. We have seen the rampant corruption in this last month. It is astronomically insane. To the invasion of your privacy, them trying to shut down Wikipedia, to them forcing multiple companies to censor themselves or face fines, to having people arrested for memes, having people labeled as terrorists for even wanting to talk about immigration or illegal immigration. You're wanting to put black boxes in people's vehicles to listen in on what they're doing, where they're going at any given time. It is insane. And that is just...
Let's not add on to the fact that if you drive a Volkswagen, you're going to need that a Volkswagen needs DLC for 50 horsepower. Just remember that. Volkswagen's trying to roll that out. Oh,
that's just a few things. There's so much. There's so much more. And you know, if you've been watching my channel for this last month, you know. It is insane. This is the same country that has silenced, like countries, clarification, same countries that have actively silenced people talking about violent games, people violently hurting people, going and exploiting women and children and hurting them. These governments are silencing people that want to talk about this, that are upset with the rampancy of violence and crime and thievery, but they are going out of their way and they're putting resources into arresting people for fictional content and then also arresting people for catcalling in like the UK. Dude, I'm tired, man. Like, I just don't know how this keeps getting worse. I cannot believe we're at the point to where you can get around.
They continue to jump the shark. They continue to just be like, it's like Marty McFly, don't call me chicken. That's what it comes down to, because they continue to do this. So I would love for someone to come in here and tell me it's not a big deal. I would love for somebody to come in here and tell me I'm making a big stint out of this. Come on. Okay. It's not a big deal, right? It's about protecting children, right? It's the catcalling shame. What, you don't know that? I like how Power has no idea. Neon made a video, but okay, so apparently Volkswagen. Let's go off topic real quick. So this is what happened with Volkswagen. So now you have to pay. You actually have to pay extra to unlock horsepower on Volkswagen vehicles. Excuse me, what? I have to pay a subscription service just to unlock extra horsepower. I am telling you. I'm telling all of you. You can't make this up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
I'm kidding. This is for Forbes. Okay, car buyers have to pay extra to unlock horsepower on Volkswagen vehicles. An uphill subscription bar that's trying to hire customers. I am not kidding. No, let's not do this, okay? Let's not do this. Let's not adopt this, okay? Let's have the pushback be strong enough to be like, no, we're not gonna do this. You're gonna pay a fucking subscription service to get extra horsepower in your damn car. Are you retarded? Piss off.
Arrested for anime images. Like, I did not expect 2025 to turn out like this. It makes me so infuriated to know that Homeland Security also helped with this. I know it might be wrong to completely blame them because they were probably just doing what the, UK and Ireland authorities were telling them to do because they were on their soil. But it bugs me that our government and our funds and stuff is going to stuff like this, but they refuse to release the Epstein list. It boggles my mind and it infuriates me to no end because ever since the public wanted to know who was responsible, like, the people on the Epstein list, all this crazy stuff has just happened. It just...
I'm led further to believe that the people advocating for all of these policies, all of these regulations, advocating for this censorship are on that list. I'm led to believe that they are on the list. Everyone is on that freaking list.
I've talked about it. You cannot have 100 different things happen like this and just say it's a coincidence. You can't.
No, it's not a coincidence.
You want to know my prediction on what's going to happen? No.
It's not a coincidence, and you are unbearably ignorant if you still believe it's all coincidence. I'm sorry. I try not to insult old people when I say that, but you are ignorant. You are delusionally ignorant to think that this is all coincidence.
Now that Pandora's box is open, now that we got to this point, I predict, and I hope I'm wrong. This is one thing I hope I am entirely wrong, and I hope it does not happen, because it's horrifying. It's a horrifying future. that I 100% hope does not happen. I want to be completely wrong when I say this. But as history has showed us in the history books itself, that obviously the UK and EU and stuff do not want you to read. They want to silence or censor. History has showed us when you push a certain way, people will push back even harder to the extreme. And a pendulum will swing very hard back the other direction.
Yeah.
And what the government is currently doing is going to push a pendulum swing so hard, there will be a rise of a new dictator. A dictator like Hitler. I'm not even joking. I legitimately think if this continues to happen and things are not put back on the rails and actually some form of just peace doesn't happen, you will see a rise of a new dictator. That might be just as bad or worse than Hitler. I'm not even joking. Because history has shown us when you try to oppress people or you do these crazy things, stuff like that typically happens. Times heat up, war happens, civil war happens. That's what will happen. And you guys might think I'm just overreacting because it's just anime content.
No.
It's not just anime content that someone got arrested for. It's the fact that it's systematically so much has happened back to back in this last month that this showcases the overreach and how the governments within power right now, they don't care about their populace. They're not listening. You have people making petitions that get over like 1 million signatures, and the government literally says, "Nah, we don't care. We're not listening to you." The fact that you have a government actively working against the people and not caring about what the people have to say should alarm you. And I think, like I said, it's going to have a pendulum swing so freaking hard. It's going to be nightmare fuel. And I don't want to imagine what will happen. I don't even want to begin to imagine how bad it's going to get. But it will, if something isn't done.
This just gotta stop. That's just all I'm gonna say. It's gotta stop.
I'm done. I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. I hope that this guy here, if it just, I getting arrested for anime images, I truly hope he doesn't have his life ruined, but this is 2025, and most likely his life is ruined. I'll leave it at that, though. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment for the algorithm. Shibi out.
Also to Lucky Nako, I forgot to mention to Lucky Nako, sir, where's Lucky Nako comment? Where is it? To Lucky Nako, who said I downloaded Brown Dust 2. Sir, sir, you have been welcomed into the upper echelon of, the CSF Nation. Even though you're not a member, I have to give you a CSF Nation salute just for that. You deserve a salute. Sir, Brown Dust 2 is... You thought Nikkei... Let's put it this way. You thought Nikkei was Gooner material. You ain't seen nothing. Brown Dust 2 keeps peak. Brown Dust 2 keeps doing things where it's just like they get their videos taken down on YouTube just because how peak it is. peak. Sir, I honor you for I honor you for that. You have been Lucky Nako, you have been Hawker. Maki about to get arrested for did nothing wrong. It's the Kickstarter campaign. Oh my god. It's bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. You know what? You know what? Let's do this. We were supposed to do this on tomorrow night on Peak Gaming, but we still have some time left. let's just continue our reactions to um the Bing Bong the Bing Bong Bing Bong Gamescom. Let's just continue. Let's continue to open a night live. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll continue that. So what we did yesterday, we did a little special on Peak Gaming, where we reacted to opening night live at Gamescom. So let's just we still got plenty of time left, so let's just go ahead and just react to that, shall we? You guys up for it? Let's get a palate cleanser going on here, okay? Sean, I wouldn't be saying Sean, I wouldn't be saying shit because Sean, I wouldn't be saying anything right now because you living in New York and considering who you have running in office, planning to run in office in New York, I wouldn't be saying a damn thing right now, okay? I'm just saying, Sean. Time for my daily dose of depression. Listen, we'll do this to laugh, okay? Let's just do this to laugh. All right, we'll just do this for laughs, okay? Let's just continue. We'll just continue because I figured there'd be a laugh. Shut up, John. Get arrested. Man, like, oh, okay. Let me go off on this. Let me just before we move on, I'm gonna take a moment. Let's just go on. I'll go on this. Like, I'm not completely in, but I'm not completely agreeing with what Chibi said about this kind of leading to a dictator, basically. But what we are dealing with, though, I do think that what we're dealing with is a boiling frog scenario. It's the boiling frog. It is the boiling frog scenario where you're just going to, and it's the censorship. The censorship is just going to push people more and more. It's going to push more and more to the point where something is going to happen. There is going to be a massive rebellion. You're going to get you're going to get regular people involved. I think he's overreacting. I think you are overreacting. I do think so. But what I do believe, though, one thing I do believe is that it is a boiling frog. That it's going to lead to something. People are not gonna take this, being regulated, the internet being regulated on this shit because it's like it's something's gonna change. You keep pushing regular people more and more to the point where now it's affecting their livelihoods, then yeah, the pushback is going to be strong to the point where regular people are going to rebel and shit like that. I don't know, man. It's a freaking grim future. It's like it's like Watch Dogs, but like worse. It's like somehow Cyberpunk looks much more inviting. Let's put it that way. Somehow Cyberpunk looks like a better future somehow. But this is a case of it was never protecting about protecting children. It was always about power. It was always about pushing a power when it comes to that. And you can't push people around like that. Not a lot of people are going to be completely subservient to just sit back and just let this all happen. It's what sound like bringing it up again. We're kind of seeing that in the UK. We are kind of seeing that in the UK. We're kind of seeing that in Europe now. I think the what Keir Starmer is trying to do with the UK Online Safety Act, I think it is backfiring. It is actively backfiring. It's only a Mad Max future, relax. Yeah, there you go. There you go, man. It's only a Mad Max future. No, but I do think that it's going to. I do think that it's backfiring on them because that was the thing that people brought up is that it starts with one thing. It starts with the low hanging fruit, but then it escalates to the point where everything is affected. When it comes to censorship, everything gets affected. It affects everyone, everything. It's not just it goes beyond this has gone beyond fictional content. This truly has gone beyond fictional content anymore. And and at this point, more people are going to be more people are going to be negatively affected. This whole thing is going to negatively affect everyone. And if you're trying to erase history, you're not even trying to like learn from history. You're trying to rewrite it. You're trying to erase history, and you're going to doom yourself to repeat it. You're trying to erase history, and yet you're going to doom yourself to repeat it. Because this is straight out of a because this does feel like out of the playbooks of dictators. And how long is it going to be until it affects everyone? That's the thing. That's the thing. This whole censorship actually affects everyone, and it negatively affects everyone, even the people trying to oppose it. Just saying. As I'm trying to write absolute on Yunhwa's underwear right now. Even what I'm doing, even a lot of people what I'm doing, we could get dinged for it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this is worth talking about. I think that's the important thing. This is all worth talking about. This worth, getting the word out, spreading awareness because things are changing and things are definitely going to be not going to be changed for the better if this keeps up. I speak about it because I've been against censorship. Hey, upon me. I've been against censorship for freaking a long time at this point. I've been against this kind of this is exactly what I was worried about. This is exactly what I was worried about. Policing over fictional content. It's more than just demonizing. Now it's more than just demonizing people for wanting this content gone for liking this content. It's now gone to you actively want to jail people for liking this content. You want to remove this content altogether because it hurts your sensibilities, because it hurts your fifis, because you have not evolved, you have not grown up, you have not moved on as a species, you have not moved on as human beings, and you're in the disgusting tactic is that you are using children as an excuse. You're using protecting children as a as an excuse, as a shield. When you know damn well it never was about that in the first place. You're just using it as a scapegoat. A lot of this stuff, because let's be honest, newsflash, a lot of this stuff that was being banned off itch.io, A lot of people didn't know about this until you made a big stint about it. Like, think about No Mercy. Nobody's heard of that game until you guys made a big stint about it. Now it's backfired. Now you because you bragged about it, because you made such a huge thing about it. Now you went and played the victim. That backfired. People are seeing who you truly are. People are seeing the mask, who you truly are as a group. And now you're crying victim. Now you're trying to place the blame on individuals, us for noticing, for us for pushing back. Like, no. We saw this ish back in 2014 with GG. That was a failure. You saw this ish now. You actively want stuff like this to be removed. You actively want people, honestly, I'm honestly to the point where you actively want people who speak out about this, speak out against you, removed. That's what it comes down to. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, yeah. That's why I speak. That's why I want to speak up about this. That's why I want to speak up about it. So, and I feel like I have every right to speak up about this because I saw this happening with fictional content 10 years ago when you're trying to bully people because I can't stand bullies. I legitimately can't deal with it. Legitimately can't stand this type of bullying behavior. This morally righteous bull. This is morally righteous bullying under the guise of protecting children, which just makes you even more. Which just makes it even more sinister. It just makes it you even more nefarious, even more scummy. And the fact that you're going after payment processors, you're going after payment processors, you're technically going after people's livelihoods just to get their content shut down. You are going after people's livelihoods as well because developers do rely on payment processors. People do rely on these payment processors to, make a living, to keep a roof over their heads, to continue making the content, to make the product they want to give out to the world. Arch is a good example where it's now into the point where PayPal is now going at PayPal banned him, even though it turns out it was supposed to be a quote unquote error on their part because off-platform behavior. Patreon shutting down an artist account due to off-platform behavior. I think more and more people will be angry. As it will affect more and more, though, And that's the thing is that, but it also opens up to the fact that you have these payment processors like Visa and Mastercard, and even PayPal, Cloudflare that we saw with Gelboru. They have a lot of power. You know, they have a lot of power, and it's just as the way that a lot of this has pushed me into being more supportive of gatekeeping. I will admit a lot of this is also making me more believing that going a decentralized having you know, a decentralized space might be the better option. Decentralization might be the better option, because you're letting all these companies have that much power, you know? But when there's actual competition that goes in and actually tries to make a footing, they'll try to shut it down. They'll try to find any excuse, any reason to shut it down. It's like that whole thing with Twitter and Parler, man. It's just like that whole thing with Twitter and Parler back in the day. It's just that on a larger scale. I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing is that I think the thing that gets me about this is that do we know what is the best solution? Yeah. Sometimes I question, sometimes I wonder, is maybe is that, are we gonna get out of this? Are people gonna get out of this? And I'm honestly afraid I don't think we will. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, this is like I said, my fight will always, my fight is, of this fictional content, but it is for freedom of expression. You have that taken away, you're gonna take so much away. Like it's a lot like when it comes to, DEI and such like that, is that it kills creativity, it kills art, it kills this censorship ruins creativity. It stifles people, it stifles minds. It's insane, man. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's just take our mind off of it and let's focus. I'm gonna keep rolling, but let's continue reacting to this I guess, another top-down roguelike survival, roguelike action adventure. What do you guys think? This is Moonlighter 2, The Endless Battle.
It brought you here, my fire. My fire.
Listen, okay. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 has been in development hell for years at this point, and it is going to be it's going to be a crap fest. It is going to be an absolute crap fest because, like, the thing is like, Vampire the Masquerade has a huge following. It has a huge following, a huge fan base, especially in the tabletop space. But, and here's the thing that, I made a good point about this. If you're gonna have something with vampires, with blood-sucking vampires, and going into, the darkest lore of vampires and shit like that, there's one little aspect of that people seem to kind of ignore about vampires, though. You gotta make vampires sexy too. It's that sexiness, though. That's what's and vampires are appealing. Okay, that's what makes bloodsuckers are appealing. That might make succubuses appealing. I'm just saying, there's no sexy whatsoever in this freaking game.
Listen.
Your reputation is legend.
It just.
Oh my, I think
I know what you are.
And I think I know what you are. I'm just saying. You may come after me. You may come out. You may say to prove me wrong. Okay, let me ask you this: prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Vampires need that little bit of sexy. That's what makes them very appealing. What do you think Twilight was always? What do you think Twilight and like Blade? Blade is like that, you know? Queen of the Damned. I'm just saying. Dracula. I'm just saying. Y'all? You're doing some dark. Yeah, I know vampires. With vampires, you know, you go into some dark shit, but you gotta make it at least sexy. I'm just saying. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? In chat, am I wrong? I feel like that's what's missing. I feel like that's what's missing. You know, I'm just saying. Am I wrong, chat? I'm just saying. That's like a sex appeal when it comes to vampires. I'm just saying. Like this thing.
So weary is the wanderer, the treads on the fertile soil.
I had this funny. Like I was going off. I remember Bob can tell you. My co-host can tell you. I went off on this whole thing with Blade on how I would like describe Blade, how I would make like my own like Blade trilogy, and my stance was if we're going to like, it's going to allude to like Dracula being like the big bad, okay? And if I have to if we have to gender swap Dracula, then we gotta make it sexy as fuck, okay? We gotta make it sexy as fuck. Like, hey, come on now. Make it a vampire succubus hybrid, okay? I'm just saying, okay? We ain't swapping. I understand. I'm just saying if it was mandated, hypothetically, okay? I'm just saying hypothetically, okay? We're gonna make it the bloodiest. We're gonna make it the bloodiest shit. If I was ever in charge of Blade, I would make it the bloodiest shit possible. I know what I'm making bloody as fuck, but I would make it sexy as fuck as well. Okay, and I wouldn't pull any punches. If Blade ends up having to stab, if Blade ends up having to offer like that, then let's do that. Then okay, let's go. Let's get like I was watching. Okay. Let me go off on a tangent. I'm going off on a tangent real quick. So I was watching a review of The Last Jedi. I know. Let's never bring that name up ever again. No, I was watching a review of The Last Jedi, and it was from Despot. Despot did a whole like hour-long review of The Last Jedi, and the things that he was saying about The Last Jedi was exactly what I would picture in like how I described doing the Disney sequel trilogy. This is how exactly I would do it, is that you would start off with, you know, like have The Force Awakens be like an interesting jumping off point, but I would change it to where Rey and Finn barely escape the clutches of Kylo Ren. And then have just hear me out, Sean. I'm talking about Star Wars now. But in The Last Jedi, I would have made it so that Rey, when Snoke gets offed by Kylo Ren, Rey joins the dark side, But then in a twist, instead of, doing what she did to go back and save the others, she offs Kylo. In a shocking twist of events, she consumed the darkness and she offed Kylo as well. To where, and it gets to the point where Rey now is attacking. Rey basically turns heel and attacks the Resistance. She tries to wipe out the Resistance completely. What this does is that it opens up Finn to realize that, he is a Jedi. He has a Jedi, and he is becoming a Jedi, and he goes in training. It would be a kind of like a repeat of Empire Strikes Back. But there would be a couple of things. Like, for example, that whole thing where Captain Phasma is like killed by like the crashing like ships and everything when Holdo did that dumbass hyperspace ram. What I would have done was at that moment, Finn realized his force potential, and in a dire situation where he needs to get out of there, he offs Captain Phasma. He just completely offs her. Just completely kills her right there. Because it was a life or death situation for him. He didn't have a choice. And it would culminate in the final film to be Rey and Finn, where Rey does these horrible acts. Rey becomes doing these horrible acts in the galaxy, and it's all a way to entice Finn to either join her or to kill her. And it would end in a final battle, a final duel between Rey and Finn, where they're not holding back, and where Finn is being pushed to the point where he has no choice but to off Rey. And the thing is that underlying tone is that Rey wanted Finn to finish her because she developed it, because she realized that because she wanted to end it all too, and that she wanted to die by his hands. Maybe because there's that underlying Rey and Finn romance there that just kind of ends tragically. Where, I don't know. It's just that's how I pictured the sequel trilogy. Sorry. I went off on a tangent there. Okay, let me show you something. I gotta show you something real quick. Like, the moment that Rey, let me go back to this. The moment that, Rey turns heel, joins the dark side, and she offs Kylo. Get fucked, Sean. Anyway, this is how I would picture Rey. This is kind of like how this is how I envision Rey to look at the dark side. Like dark side Rey. She's accepted her destiny. I wouldn't care, because we need some. Listen, I think what we need now is we need something that's a little, I wouldn't say just shocking, but I think we need something that's a little offensive now. I think that's what we need. I think we need something that's going to get a reaction, okay? That is going to get a reaction out of people, okay? I think we need that. Sean, I want to hear from you. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, it would be better written, of course. I would actually have actual writers to help bring this idea to actually make it freaking work. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, you know what? It would get a reaction out of people, and that's what we want. I would be like, yes, we can go there, and you know what? It's totally fine. No, don't turn it into like Goreport or anything. I'm just saying we can bring this back. You know what I mean, Sean.
There was some big news. We finally have a firm release date for Vampire Bloodlines 2, October 21st of this year. And next, since we're here in Germany, it is only fitting to spotlight a homegrown success story, the deep survival crafting of Enshrouded from Keen Games in Frankfurt. Still in early access, Enshrouded has already let friends adventure, fight, and build together in endless ways. But tonight, the world is about to change forever. A new force is coming, one that will redefine how you explore, how you build, and how you survive. It's a monumental edition, and you're hearing about it first, right here at Opening Night Live.
Listen. I dreamt of a time before the corruption and the fight for survival. I dreamt of a shimmering home and of exile. To find peace, we must brave.
And listen, you know I'm right, because now Disney's like, we need to, because Disney's all like, where are the men? We need to bring men, we need to get men back into our products. When you've spent the last, decade pushing men away from male-dominated properties, and you want them back. What I'm trying to say is, you shouldn't be demonized. You shouldn't be attacked for wanting to make something tailored to men. It's okay to make something tailored to men. It's okay to have a boy's property, because you know what happens in a boy's property? Girls get invested in it too. Women get invested in boys' properties too. And I can tell you this, a good chunk of women would want to just keep it the way it is. Prove me wrong. I know Elizabeth would want to keep the property the way it is. I'm just saying.
The deep. Here, the old gods whisper, and an ancient fury awakens. We shall purge the profane and command the water to yield.
The male gaze. So what? So what? You guys lose your shit. You guys lost your shit at Stellar Blade. You guys lost it at Sydney Sweeney. You guys are still having meltdowns over Sydney Sweeney because it was targeting the male gaze, apparently, in your fucking eyes. Guess what? That's not a bad thing.
To our will, for there is no greater power than the flame of the faithful.
Awesome. And tonight at ONL, we have news of the latest Xbox franchise that is coming to PlayStation for the first time, and the reveal of brand new expansion as well.
Age of Empires. Yeah, Age of Empires. More Perry like more Perry flop. Dang, Seth, dang. So we're continuing Gamescom. We're just continuing our Gamescom opening night live reaction that we did yesterday on Peak Gaming. We just kind of keep it going. I don't think this is
Onward, friends, masters of the blacksmith guild. Let me introduce a young master of our craft and new owner of Gutenberg's old forge, Henry of Skalitz.
Ready? We can begin.
Okay, so I know Kingdom Come. I remember Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was very controversial. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was in a lot of controversy when it launched earlier this year. So, man, it caused a firestorm in the community with like people wanting to defend it, people having a problem with some of the LGBTQ options and like that. It's crazy. It was. I think. And it seemed kind of Warhorse, kind of like bending the knee and this like that. It's crazy, man. I don't know.
First look at Legacy of the Forge, the second story expansion for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You'll put your blacksmithing skills to the test to acquire and repair a legendary burnt-down forge with brand new design features. All right. Do we have any Cult of the Lamb fans in here? All right. It's time for some big news for the darkly comedic action adventure management hybrid game. Here's the announcement of a major expansion to the game coming soon.
Oh boy. No, Cult of the Lamb has a huge cult following. Let's talk about that. Hey, good morning. Good morning. No, Cult of the Lamb has a huge cult following. It's pretty fun too. It's pretty fun. Oh, it's fun, don't get me wrong. Next year.
Awesome. Now, last year, World of Warcraft celebrated its 20th anniversary and kicked off its 3 expansion story arc, the World Soul Saga. Here to tell us more about what's to come is executive producer Holly Longdale.
Now, people have very mixed reactions to the cinematic for World of Warcraft. And it's gotten so bad, and we're going to get out of here. It's gotten so bad to where, I'm going to show you, let me see, what was it? I don't think it was from Lack of Entertainment. I don't think so. It was from, let me see if I can find it. Let me go back to my screen. It was from, I remember. No, it was from yesterday. They got so mad because the backlash to World of Warcraft, to the new expansion for World of Warcraft, is so mixed that they screwed up the Blood Elves. It got ratioed, but I think it was Vera who made that. I think Vera made a video yesterday. Apparently, here we go.
Is illegal.
So the person who let's go to Pirate Nation. I'm gonna go to Pirate Nation. So apparently people got really mad People got really mad at the elven characters, the way the elven characters, so much that they took it on their own hand. They took matters in their own hands and they redesigned the elven character. Yeah, so that leak. We're gonna get into that. We'll get into that leak tomorrow. We'll get into that leak tomorrow. Oh boy. Yeah, we got a lot to go over. We have a lot to go over tomorrow. But let me find it. Hang on, let me find it. Pirate Nation. Shout out to Pirate Nation. Oh, it's kidding. And here we go. This was the article that Chibi. This was what Chibi was talking about. Yeah, DEG mods. DEG mods have been really talking about this since DEG mods have been on a warpath since DEG was hit by Cloudflare when they went after Damboru and Gelboru earlier this week. Oh my god. I am completely losing track of time right now, but let me just please.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god. Anyway. Oh my god. Sorry. I was off on TV. Yeah, let me look for it. I'm trying to look for it. Yeah, they have new outfits for Annie. You know, the supposed childlike. Oh, that's right, Cracker Barrel. Why did they change the logo of Cracker Barrel? Why? Just why? What was wrong with the old logo of Cracker Barrel? Let me find. I'm trying to look for it. People got mad at. Dang it! I can't find it. Oh, here it is. So they took Lilandrin's face from the trailer and they fixed it, and it caused a firestorm on Reddit to where they had to close the polls down. They had to close it down. So the person who fixed Lilandrin's face had their post removed from the WoW subreddit. It's back up, but it's locked because of hateful comments. Oh, bro. The boss brought back the lots of hateful comments. Oh, you can't make this up. Oh, you can't make it up. Oh, no. Oh, man. They do not like... Oh... It's just wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. You know, I knew to get into that whole Bella Ramsey want to become Spider-Man, you know? Just fucking crazy. I love it. I love it. Oh man, they're posting Reddit, man. They gonna piss them off. They gonna piss them off. Reddit mods always gonna be Reddit mods, yeah. Power, you gonna stop right there? Power, we gonna have to stop, okay? We gonna stop right there, because there's no way on any timeline that I would allow that to happen. That any of us would allow that to happen. Oh man, what a timeline we're in, ladies and gentlemen. What a timeline we're in. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. I need to get ready for work. You guys have been amazing. Smack the like button, make it jiggle. Smack the subscribe button, make it jiggle. All that good stuff. Let's thank everybody in the Q Sexy Fun Nation. You guys want to see your name on screen? Join CSF Nation. All that good stuff. We're ready to start rendering. I'm ready to start like the actual lighting on Yunhua right now. So I'm ready to start the actual, like the flats are done. I'll post the flats later. I'll post the flats later on the community tab, and then we will and then I can start rendering. So I can start on the lighting today, actually. So yay! Start on the lighting today. I still need to pull for Vesti. I'm still trying to get Vesti, so that way I can have all three. I can have my entire squadron, and all three of absolute. Okay, I need my tactical upgrades. Okay, I need my tactical upgrade Vesti. I got Yunhua, and literally good looks. Yes. No. Yunhua is literally peak. Okay, Yunhua is peak. This is peak. It's a joke. I never thought Calvin Klein underwear would be considered a tactical upgrade. But you know what? Let's go with it. Anyway, I'm out. You guys have been amazing. I love y'all. And I will see you all hopefully tonight on the Late Show with Loki, and then tomorrow and Sunday. We got a huge weekend ahead of us. So we got a busy weekend ahead of us. So plenty of content. So anyway, I'm Makini 90 Yards. Let me know straight. Thank you for tuning in to the Friday edition of Makini in the Morning. Killed it. Until then, stay cute, stay sexy, have fun, take care. Much love. Never apologize for attractive women in your media, especially in video games. Say no to censorship. Say no to censorship. Happy birthday, KRS-One. See what you did there, power. And above all else, never stop drawing. Have a great rest of your Friday. Hope to see you guys tonight on the Late Show on Loki channel. If not, I will see you all at Peak Gaming tomorrow. And then on Sunday is the 5-year anniversary of Makini Live. Hope to see you guys here. It's going to be a fun weekend. It's going to be a crazy fun weekend. So until then, I love y'all. Peace.
Cute, sexy, and fun. And that is definitely the best way to describe our channel members too. We'd like to thank everyone in the CSF Nation for your incredible support. Join the channel for as low as $1 a month to get access to exclusive art drops that Makini drops every 2 months for his channel members. And all your support goes to helping out the channel and helping Makini put out the best content he can for you all to view and you all to enjoy. We appreciate all of your support, and we also appreciate your support as well. CSF Nation for life. Mwah! Gracias. Thank you for tuning in to Makini in the Morning and getting your morning started off on the right foot with us. If you enjoy this program, please smack that like button and make it jiggle. Share the show out to everyone you know. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone. Become a channel member for as low as $1 a month. You want to support Makini further, and if you want to see more content from Makini and help him reach his 6K subscriber goal, hit that subscribe button. He would really, really appreciate it. I am Marisa Tali, producer and weather girl for this very program, and we all wish you a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there. We will see you all next time here on Makini in the Morning. Mwah! Makini in the Morning is filmed before a live studio audience at Makini Studios in Arcadia Village's South Tower, right here in Pacifica City. We know that you guys love waking up with us here on Makini in the morning, but if you would like to actually be in the live taping of Makini in the morning, all you have to do is visit youtube.com/Makini90 or call 765-9077 toll free for free tickets. We would love to see you here in the audience for our next Makini in the morning live show. Makini in the Morning is produced by Silver Nine Productions with Makini Jaws Productions in association with Anissa Laka Television and Makar Banks Entertainment, and is distributed by CSF Nation Domestic Television Distribution.